never land.
Another episode. This is the Sports Cave. Your co-host Robbie, my co-host Zach Rowan, and both of our football teams are 0-1.
Yep. 0-1. Oh, Jesus Christ. Robbie, we are 0-1, but I will say this. Definitely a better looking Browns team than I expected to see. We are going to get into it. So I'm just going to wait till we discuss the Browns and Bengals before I say what I have to say, Robert.
Fair enough. I brought out the guns today.
Well, I see that right there.
That's what happens when you miss the gym for. That's what happens when you miss out for like more than a month and a half. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I got to get into a routine as well with Cancun coming up in November. I need to get my Cancun.
Speaking of Cancun, shout out to Mark and Marcella. Happy. I think they've been married for a while now, but I think it's just their ceremony. Hope you guys had a great time over there in Cancun. Wish I was able to join. Other person I got to give a shout out to is my lovely grandmother. It is going to be her birthday this Thursday. She's turning 35 for the 39th time.
Okay, well, happy 35th birthday to Robbie's grandma for the 39th time.
She's going to be. Oh, hold on. My grandmother is going to be 74. Oh my goodness. Hopefully she heard.
That's a young ass grandma, dude. Holy shit.
74 years young.
Mr. Ryan in the comments, how are you, brother? Nice to see you, Meatloaf.
Well,
He's
going to want to hear
high with the way your Packers played.
Go, Pack, go! Go, Pack, go!
Yeah, I'm sure he's definitely riding high. I mean, Ryan disappeared in our group chat for like the last month, and then the Packers start kicking ass, and all of a sudden he's very active in our group chat.
Hey, he picked up right where he left off, and I personally wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm just glad that we get Meatloaf back. I missed my Meatloaf.
Me too. Me too.
Zachary, I mean, are we going to keep wasting the people's time, or should we just get right?
I think you fucking let's get a lawsuit on our hands, Robert.
I love it.
Cock. My God, folks. Week 1 is almost in the books here tonight. One game remaining between Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. And whoa, what do we got here?
Ryan has gifted a sub. I guess the thing hasn't worked correctly. Let me go to stream.
Ryan, well, thank you, sir.
Thanks, Meatloaf. We love you. Ryan, we love you. I love you more than Zach does, that's for sure.
That could be true. That could not be true. But Robbie, week 1's in the books. Well, almost in the books, rather. We got the Bears and the Vikings tonight. Caleb Williams going against J.J. McCarthy. First start in the NFL. I guess obviously we'll just have to wait and see what happens. It's a lot of question marks for both these teams. But week 1, I mean, at least the 1 p.m. slate of games, Robbie, was unbelievable.
Indubitably.
But I guess we should probably start off with the Friday. Actually, we didn't talk about Thursday, did we?
No, we haven't been able to talk about Thursday nor Friday. So Thursday featured the Cowboys and the Eagles, and that was a good game from the start, too.
And you know what? I'm happy Bob's not here for me to say this. Mm-hmm. Dak Prescott looked actually pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, I mean, can't. Before we get into all that, we have to get into the first thing that happened 6 seconds into the game. Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. Now, Dak came out and said that he spits a lot. He was in between his linemen. He didn't want to spit his lineman, so he spat in front, to which Jalen Carter said, "Are you spitting at me?" And then spit on Dak Prescott. Zachary, what are your thoughts on all that?
Okay, this is a young player. That is obviously a very, very, very stupid decision he made. But it's a big lesson learned for this young fella. I mean, that had to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my entire life. And to boot, Robbie, what a fucking loogie this guy distributed onto Dak Prescott's man titties. Just frontal right in the middle of the chest, right where you want a titty fuck. Jalen Carter loads up a gobber like I've never seen before and just lambastes the middle of Dak Prescott's body.
Now, Jalen Carter was probably going to be the number 1 pick of the draft. I believe it was 2 years ago, and he dropped down to number 9 for the Eagles. And part of the reason that he was not was his off-the-field incidents back with Georgia. The warrants are for reckless driving and racing during a fatal crash that occurred early morning hours of January 15th in Athens, killing Georgia staff member Chandelier LaCroix and offensive lineman Devin Willock. So part of the reason was his off-the-field incidents that resulted in him dropping into the draft with his bad decision-making. And this right here, obviously, it's not, killing people in a reckless driving incident, but the immaturity. I mean, you have to be better than that to spit on the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, the highest-paid player in the National Football League. Whether Dak Prescott is the top 10 quarterback or below top 10, the fact of the matter is he's the highest-paid athlete in that product. So he's going to have extra eyes watching to protect him. And what Jalen Carter did was just so naive, inconsiderate, and damn put Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not using your head right there. And it is kind of hilarious, though, that it was literally before the first snap of the first game.
Ryan,
Holy fuck, Ryan.
you better start saving your money. You stop this. People.
No, Ryan, you don't listen to him. You give your money to us. Give all your money to us.
He's in a good mood. His Green Bay Packers have really put him in a great perspective.
Well, we are going to get into them in a second, but I think the last thing we could say about that Eagles-Cowboys game, Robbie, is, CeeDee Lamb, I don't expect to see that very often from him. He makes that catch. There's a good chance the Cowboys upset the Eagles in that game.
I turned the game off once.
I was going to say, people are talking about the how he dropped two of them. I'm not talking about that second where he had to dive. Because when he had to dive for that second one, that was a tough catch. I mean, that's a less, like, the chances are a lot less of you catching that ball than you not of you not catching that ball than
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
Give me what I want!
Boy, do I hate to cut you off here, Zach, but I feel like this needs to be talked about immediately. There's no time wasted on this. The 49ers, we're going to talk about them later on with the injuries, but this one sucks. Brock Purdy has a left shoulder and toe injury that makes him very uncertain for Sunday's game in New Orleans, putting his start in doubt. If he is to be out, Mac Jones is going to be the starting quarterback.
Wow. We might be getting Mac Mania in week 2.
Dude.
Thank God it's
49ers.
against the Saints. I mean.
Yeah, I guess. But, how significant is this injury, dude?
Well, I'm telling you one thing right now. I'm very excited about this because I have Christian McCaffrey in fantasy. And I feel like that's going to be a Christian McCaffrey carb load day.
Probably. I'm sorry to do that, too. I just got that up there. I was like, holy crap.
I was just going to say, if CeeDee Lamb makes that, that, the first drop he had, that's a catch that he makes. I would think 10 times out of 10, but I guess this is 9 times out of 10. But it's the first game of the season. There's going to be some rust. I obviously expect him to be a lot better as the season goes on. But
is it your microphone? I can't even hear you. It might be your microphone, brother. What the hell is going on here?
I fucking hate this thing.
I told you to use your mic stand.
It doesn't matter with the mic stand. It's just this cord is fucked.
Right? Why don't you just get a new cord then?
I think it might be the mic that's fucked, and I have bills I have to pay now, so I need to put some money off to the side for a mic.
Ryan keeps sending money. We need to get.
Yeah, we need a new mic for me, boys and girls. So get your goddamn dollars in here, please.
And if it's off of Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Venmo, PayPal, whatever.
It's not a want, folks. It's a need at this point. Okay.
It is a necessity.
But basically, what I was saying, Robbie, was I think both teams, even the Cowboys, yes, they did lose that game. I wouldn't be overly upset if I'm a Cowboys fan. They played
happy.
Pardon?
If you're a Cowboys fan, you got to be happy with the outcome.
I was going to say they played pretty decent. They look like a team that could compete.
Well, you definitely know they went into that game not expecting a victory, and they made Jalen Hurts and Saquon beat him. A.J. Brown was held in check. Devontae Smith was held in check. The receiving game was held in check. The running game is what did the Cowboys in the end. But another bright side for the Cowboys was Javonte Williams getting 2 tutties. The defense didn't look all that bad. They didn't look all that great, but it wasn't as terrible as we anticipated. And Dak and CeeDee, they're going to connect week 2 against the Giants. It's no big worry if you're a Cowboys fan. I thought collectively in the first game without Micah Parsons, they did very well.
Yeah, I thought they did well too. Tough test for them at the start of the season, but I would expect this Cowboys team to be competing for a playoff spot when the season rounds up, just from what I've seen in week 1. But there's a lot of teams after I've watched a week 1 that I know are not going to be there for playoffs, but you could make an argument for them, and we'll get into them in a little bit. But what do you say we move on to the Friday night game in São Paulo, Brazil?
That was a good game.
That was a good game. And not a very good game for the Chiefs, though, Robbie. Let's be honest here.
Okay, do you want me to hit the breaking news thing, or should I just break the news?
Just break it.
49ers Pro Bowl tight end George Kittle is expected to be sidelined multiple weeks with a hamstring injury.
Ooh, and the injury report just gets thicker and thicker for the San Francisco 49ers. Robbie, I'm going to be honest with you, though. Friday night, I did not get to watch. I had the game on in the background, but I wasn't really necessarily paying too much attention. But the Chargers got the job done. Harbaugh, I believe that was the first time the Chargers had beaten the Chiefs in like 6 years or something like that. I was saying, or maybe it was the last 6 games, maybe.
Probably the last 6 games.
Yeah, but it had been a while, and the monkeys off the back for him. And Chiefs started off 0-1, Robbie.
Justin Herbert played to the potential that Justin Herbert is supposed to play. 25 of 34, 318 passing yards and 3 tutties. He connected with Quentin Johnson twice, who had 2 tremendous catches. Keenan Allen kind of looks like he might be back in Keenan Allen form. I know it's only 1 week, but he looked very comfortable back with the Chargers than last year with the Chicago Bears. Lad McConkey did a great job. The ball was spread out pretty well over there with the Chargers, but the big injury that cost the Chiefs everything was Xavier Worthy. Shortly into the game, has a shoulder injury. He's supposed to do further testing. We'll get a full report on what's going on with Worthy, and it can come at a worse time because you're going to be without Rashee Rice for 6 games. The running game for Kansas City was non-effective between Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. Their leading rusher was Mahomes on 6 carries of 57 yards. They tried rushing the ball 17 times. One of them obviously was Worthy where he got hurt, but Hunt and Pacheco were completely ineffective. Hollywood Brown stepped up. Travis Kelce had a touchdown. But overall, it was not a good game in any shape or form for Kansas City. Looked out of sync, looked out of whack. And I think one of the better things to be noted is ever since Eric Bieniemy left and Matt Nagy has became the offensive coordinator after being fired by Chicago, Patrick Mahomes has been completely, like, I get it. Like, yeah, he's going to the Super Bowls and they find a way to gut out wins. But Zach, most of their wins, if you look at last season, were 1 score. This was the first time they lost a 1-scoring game, I think, in like the last 15 games. Let's go with 10 or more games because it's definitely that. And they don't have the playmakers. They really don't. So now you're without Worthy. You're without Rice. Your number one option is Hollywood Brown. Travis Kelce is a shell of what he once was. So the only thing I have to say before we get into a certain team is it time to call up the 305 and bring Tyreek Hill home?
Well, we are good. Definitely, we could probably start with that game in the 1 p.m. slot, but I think there has to be a change in Miami for sure. I mean, I know it's only week 1, but just the body language, like it seems like there's a rift between Tua and Tyreek, and just Tyreek and Mike McDaniel. It just seems like there's bad juju, bad chemistry going on, and I think it's time to make a move. I think the obvious team would be Kansas City, returning back to where he won a Super Bowl with them, was the star of the league, basically. Like, he was the number 1 guy receiving wise when he was with Kansas City, or at least one of them. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure there'd be a few teams that would be picking up the phone and making that phone call to the Dolphins if they did decide to go that route, which I'm leaning a lot more towards that they will end up going that route.
Yeah. I'll donate. How can we send you, Mike? Look at Ryan, dude. I think he just wants to have some relations with you.
Well, if he wants to have sex, then he should buy me a mic.
Another pussy. Maybe he should work on his conditioning and not his hair. I believe he's talking about Patrick Mahomes.
God damn. I'm so serious, he says.
Zachary, I mean, I think it was 3rd down, and Herbert, I mean, there were a lot of times where instead of running the ball, they were throwing the ball with Herbert. It's like they had Kansas City's defense out of sort, which is so rare with Tony Spagnuolo. I mean, they were all sorts of discombobulated on defense, and the last play was play action. He ran to the outside, got the first down, slid in bounds, and that was the game for the Chargers to defeat Kansas City. And the other thing that's very critical about that win is the Chargers don't have a home game against the Chiefs. That was their home game in Brazil.
Wow. So, I mean, they took advantage of it.
Neutral site field, and they took advantage of it. Kudos to them. I don't think it's time to say that this is the Chargers AFC West and Kansas City is going to take a back seat this year. Because Patrick Mahomes, even though he doesn't have like the elite talent around him, I mean, him and Josh Allen are very similar. They find a way to win with what they got. And we'll get obviously to Josh Allen a little bit later. But I think that the Chiefs really need to consider addressing this lack of. The other thing that they're going to have to look at too, obviously, is the severity of Xavier Worthy's injury. Because if they bring in Tyreek Hill, I mean, who the hell becomes a third option? And Tyreek is a loose head case sometimes.
Yeah. And I mean, Tyreek Hill, he is a decent amount older than when he was back with Kansas City. So
He still got the speed, though.
yeah, he still got the speed. But Kansas City Chiefs start off 0-1, Robbie. But what do you say we transition into these 1 o'clock games?
Okay.
Well, we've already kind of brought him up. So Tyreek Hill and the Miami Dolphins start their season off in Indianapolis, Robbie, for what me and you kind of assumed to be somewhat of an easy W. Daniel Jones, the starting quarterback for the fucking Indianapolis Colts in week 1. And the Colts absolutely beat the absolute shit out of the Dolphins. 33-8.
Did you see what Antonio Brown said?
Robbie, the game was 30-0 at some point.
I know. Zach, the Dolphins are so bad.
They are so bad, and I think the Colts are actually not terrible. I mean, don't expect to get Daniel Jones performances like that. Like that was about as good as Daniel Jones could play, especially in a season opener with a new team.
Are you really going to do this? Are you going to be like everybody else I have to deal with? Are you really going to do this about Daniel Jones, dude?
Well, I'm just saying, Robbie, you can't deny the fact that the guy had a great game.
I'm not going to deny that, but the Miami's defense is absolutely atrocious. I want you to name 3 players on their defense.
The only one I know is Judon because he absolutely destroyed Daniel Jones, who tried to put one of the defenders on a spin cycle and then ended the spin cycle getting crunched. I don't know too many guys on the defense. I'm just talking about the fact that Daniel Jones was 22 for 29, 272 yards to the passing touchdown.
I don't think that the Miami Dolphins were prepared well for this game whatsoever. I mean, there was no identity. You got Tua here, 14 of 23 with 2 picks, sacked 3 times. The offensive line was putrid. Devon Achane only had 7 touches, and guess what? He was averaging 7.9 yards per carry, but he only got 7 touches for 55 yards. Yeah, he got the touchdown on the reception. But, I mean, I think that the Dolphins might be exposed because for the last couple seasons with Tua, it's only been dump off to Achane, run with Raheem Mostert, for obviously now he's gone. He's not part of the team anymore. Screen to Tyreek Hill, make him create, or if there's nothing there, give it out as far as he could possibly throw because Tua has a duck of an arm to Jalen Waddle. And I think that they're exposed. They're figured out. And again, their defense, they have Matthew Judon, as who you alluded to, who's on a 1-year contract and was signed very last minute. Bradley Chubb, who missed all last season, and Minkah Fitzpatrick in the secondary. They have nothing at linebacker. They have nothing at corner that catches our eyes. I mean, and Mike McDaniel is honestly the most overrated head coach in the league. And I'll tell you what, I mean, he's probably on the hot seat in week 1 because it's one thing to lose a game. Let's go back to Texas and Ohio State. It's one thing to lose the game, and you see that there's effort. You saw that Archie Manning was given effort. You saw that the defense for Texas was given effort. You saw effort. In this Miami Dolphins game, they were flat. They looked like crap on both ends of the ball and special teams. And Daniel Jones is in consideration after week 1 for MVP. That's a problem.
I mean, obviously, he will not come anywhere even close to winning it, but I'm going to give him his flowers because he had a fantastic week 1. The Colts are 1-0. Yes, the Dolphins' defense is, I mean, just horrible, like just terrible. But it's still hard to put up over 30 points on any defense in the NFL, Robert.
Listen, Dolphins came in ill-prepared. The Tyreek Hill tantrum on the sideline is concerning. Tua's play is concerning, and it wouldn't surprise me that if Dolphin fans after like week 5 are saying, I want to see Zach Wilson over Tua. It really would not surprise me. Tua looked like he was too busy this offseason getting the freaking Samoan tattoos. That didn't help your football game.
No, it did not. No, it did not. All
But
right,
the Colts-
Robbie, let's...
I'll give Daniel Jones the benefit of the doubt. He looked good. He looked very good. But I'm not going to hop on this train that I think that he should still be the QB1 over Anthony Richardson. I think it's still Anthony Richardson's job. I think it's BS. And Colts fans better, like, in all honesty, Colts fans should want them to fail this year because their general manager is an idiot. Their coach is an absolute buffoon. If anything, the Colts should want this to be one of the worst seasons that they could have to get rid of these jamokes and then let Anthony Richardson do what Anthony Richardson is supposed to do.
What, suck at football? That's all he's done in his NFL career is suck at football.
So you're going to give up on him just like the Browns gave up just like that on Baker Mayfield? Look at Baker Mayfield now.
Well, Baker Mayfield was a first overall pick.
Anthony Richardson was a
Browns
top
made
5
a stupid mistake, but
Colts are
even
making
the
a
top
stupid
5
mistake.
picks, that was a reach. They took a risk on him. The guy played like 11 college football games.
Talent was there.
I don't know. I have not seen anything that would make me think he's an NFL starting quarterback.
Pretty good for those games that he played against the toughest conference in college football in the SEC.
Well, college and NFL is a whole different ball game, though.
Obviously.
But Robert, let's keep her moving here. I'm just going to go from top to order of the games that I see. First one that pops up is the Cincinnati Bengals at Cleveland.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
No.
No.
All right. Here, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet, Robbie. I would like the kicker, this Schmidt fella, I think your name is. I'm calling him Shitty Schmitty is my nickname for him because this guy has one job: to kick the fucking football. Okay? Misses an extra point. So the game, it could have been 17-17, makes an extra point. It's a tie game. And then just to add a little bit of salt into my wounds, he misses like a 33-yard chip shot field goal, Robbie. This was I wasn't necessarily too, like, upset, I guess you could say, because the Browns actually, they were competitive. They were in that game. But the Bengals didn't beat the Browns on Sunday. The Browns beat the Browns on Sunday, Robbie. Missed field goal, missed extra point, drop balls by Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman and Fannin Jr. that would have changed. Just horrible drop balls that you cannot do. And I feel bad because Tillman actually had a great game. Jeudy made a couple grabs. Fannin Jr. made a couple grabs, but when the push came to shove and in the big moments of the game, those drop balls end up coming back to bite you in the ass. Joe Flacco ends up with 2 interceptions off passes that were basically just perfect passes to the Cleveland Browns wide receivers that they couldn't fucking haul in, bounces off their arms, right into the arms of the defender. I liked what I saw from Flacco. I will say this, though. Watching him scramble in the pocket you could tell he's old. I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is a 41-year-old man playing NFL football at the quarterback position. But nonetheless, he gave us a chance to win that game. Our defense was fantastic. Myles Garrett almost had 3 straight sacks on Joe Burrow. The one looked like he literally almost killed him, like just fucking pancaked him. But in the end, the Cleveland Browns take the loss, and the Cincinnati Bengals Week 1 woes end as of yesterday.
I guess, but the Bengals have something in common that my Patriots have had. They always get off to a very slow September and start picking things up. But last year, it never revamped. But you got to give the Browns credit. Their defense was phenomenal. They held Chase Brown to 43 rushing yards on 21 attempts. And that's the thing that I respect about Cincinnati compared to Miami and Kansas City. They kept trying to run the football. You know that if you can somehow get the running game going, it opens up the passing game. And you're not predictable at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joe Burrow only had 113 passing yards, the 1 touchdown to Noah Fant. He had 113 passing yards. Jamar Chase was just complete non-factor, which is unacceptable. Two catches for 26 yards. It's completely unacceptable. You're the highest paid wide receiver in football, and that's the first performance we get from that contract. It's absolutely ridiculous.
He got locked down, boy.
He did.
You know what? I'm gonna give, like you said, oh, sorry.
I know, obviously, the chances of them completing the 97 laterals to try to win wouldn't happen. But Jerry Jeudy not making any effort to try to lateral the football when he's looking head on at 4 straight defenders is so selfish. And this was part of a problem that they had in Denver with Jerry Jeudy was his selfish attitude. I mean, that is just so blatantly stupid. Again, I understand there's probably a 3% chance that the Browns go all the way down the field for the
You gotta at
touchdown.
least try, though.
No, if you don't try. What Jerry Jeudy did was stupid, but it was great for my fantasy team. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, bit of a kick in the dick. I mean, the kicker, though, like Robbie, I don't understand. I understand it's your first game in the NFL. You're probably nervous as shit. You have one fucking job. The kickers this weekend, not even just for the Browns, but just across the NFL, like, I feel like kicking is a lost art in the NFL now. Like, the best kicker in the NFL right now is fucking Chris Boswell.
He's been
Maybe
like
not
that.
the best, but the guy's fucking 40-something years old, whatever he is, and he's still just putting the ball right where it wants to go from 50 yards out, automatic.
I think this is the kick that Zach's alluding to.
Yeah, so
Andre
237. This is
in
after
his
missing a
first
fucking extra
NFL
point when it
game.
would have been 17-17.
The Lou Groza
This to give us the lead.
Award winner for the best kicker in college football is a youngster at Syracuse.
They jinxed him right there. You heard that? Listen.
Yeah,
Groza Award winner for the best kicker in college football is a youngster at Syracuse. For the lead. And it is no good. He missed it wide to the right.
Okay.
You the real MVP.
All right.
Alexei. Thank you for the follow. We
Thank
appreciate
you.
that.
That's fantastic. But basically, Robbie, I'm hoping that guy is getting the snips tomorrow. That would be my. That would be what I'd like. What the fuck happened to Dustin Hopkins? He was a fine kicker for us last year. This guy beat him out in the training camp and then pulls that shit.
Yeah. That's what it looks like, brother. That's what it
Well,
looks
I
like.
got nothing else to say, Robbie. I don't know if you have anything you want to say, but I got nothing else I want to say.
No, that's your team. Completely understandable.
Robert, what do you say we move on?
Yeah.
Another very exciting game in the 1 p.m. slate here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading into Atlanta. Atlanta drives down, scores a late touchdown from Michael Penis Jr. And it kind of looked like, what's going to happen here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Baker Mayfield marches him right down, Robbie. And Amika Ibuka gets the job done and puts the Tampa Bay Buccaneers into winning form here, 23-20, Robbie, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Atlanta Falcons.
The Atlanta Falcons would be winning these games if they had Kirk Cousins under center. I am so not a believer in Michael Penix, dude. I really don't think Michael Penix is going to amount to much in the NFL. I mean, when you look at the numbers here of 290 passing yards, you're like, oh, that looks good. But when I was watching most of the game, he was missing a lot of throws. A lot of throws.
I'm just going to be
15
honest with you, though. This does sound a little bit hypocritical.
Why is that?
Because you literally just had this debate with me about how they need to play Anthony Richardson because they draft him and he's their guy.
But they're not giving Daniel Jones $47 million like they are Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins was brought in to be the starting quarterback from what was supposed to be understood. And before you even try to defend that statement, when we did our live draft, live on Twitch, we both had the same general reaction of what the hell are the Falcons doing drafting Michael Penix at 9?
I don't know who Michael Penix Jr. is. It's Michael Penis Jr.
Whatever.
Penix.
Point being is, yeah, Kirk Cousins at points last year looked a little rough, but like he's also probably coming back too early from his Achilles injury. Kirk Cousins is still a starting quarterback in this league, bro. The problem is that the Falcons probably want too much for him or want all these teams to take on the salary, which why are we going to do that? No, I'm not going to do that. Like Kirk Cousins is a starter for the Tennessee Titans over Cam Ward. Sorry, it's true. Kirk Cousins is the starter in New York for the Giants. Kirk Cousins
Browns.
Starter for the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
And we could keep going on and on. There's probably a couple more teams that he's a starter on. And what the Falcons are doing is damn near naive because Baker Mayfield's a top 10 quarterback in football. In case you didn't hear me, let me say a little bit louder. Baker Mayfield is a top 10 quarterback in football, okay? And that's the only team standing in the Falcons' way. And the Falcons, they have the better running back in Bijan Robinson over Bucky Irving. The receiving core is damn near close between Ibuka and Mike Evans and Drake London and Darnell Mooney. The tight end position is like, we don't know what we're getting out of Kyle Pitts, and then there's Kate Otten. The opportunity to take the division is now. And I don't think that Michael Penix gives them the better shot to win the South. It is Kirk Cousins.
And it is kind of like, I mean, I do kind of have to agree with you on that because, like, the Falcons actually have a pretty decent team. Like, if you look at them on paper, they have, quote-unquote, a good tight end. I know he doesn't get the touchdowns and he hasn't really amassed much in the NFL, but, like, on paper, it should be a good tight end. A top running back, top receivers. So they do have a team that could compete, but I guess they're going to ride this wave. And, I mean, maybe we haven't seen the last of Kirk Cousins in a Falcons uniform.
Kyle Pitts had a better game, arguably, than Drake London. 7 receptions for 59 yards to Drake London's 8 for 55. Bijan's work didn't come from running. It came from receiving. 6 for 100 in the tutty. The longest was a 50-yard reception. I think that was the touchdown, was the 50-yarder.
Yeah, and that was the first touchdown of the NFL season for everybody.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie,
So,
let's move on. Oh, do you have something you want to say?
No, I just think that they're wasting time, man. That's all.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. But this is a game I would like to discuss with you, Robbie, because boy, oh boy, I did not expect this to be the highest scoring game of the week.
What a game.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, 34, commanded by vintage Aaron Rodgers, and the New York Jets, 32 in MetLife. I'm going to start by saying this. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns. I mean, just a perfect start in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. I believe he was the first Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback to throw for 4 touchdowns in a game since Ben Roethlisberger, Robbie.
Makes sense.
So the Steelers have been waiting for this for a long, long time. I'm going to be honest with you, Robbie. I think they kind of got a little bit lucky in this one. Like, the Jets seemed like they had so many chances to put this game away. Maybe not lucky, but it seemed like this was the New York Jets game to win, and they ended up fucking this one up.
Well, I mean, that's typical. That's typical for the New York Jets.
Hey, I will say this, though. The Jets looked pretty goddamn good, too, and so did Justin Fields.
Justin Fields, for those that are saying he's a running quarterback, like I always say, is proving people like me wrong. He was incredible. I mean, Justin Fields' numbers speak for themselves here. Let's go back to Aaron Rodgers really quick. Please hold.
I guess.
Aaron Rodgers, 244 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, quarterback rating of 136.7. And he distributed the ball pretty evenly. Metcalf and Calvin Austin both had 4 catches. Metcalf for 83, Calvin Austin for 70 and a touchdown. He also threw touchdowns to Jonnu Smith, Jalen Warren, and Ben Skowronek, I believe his name is. That's a hard name to pronounce. And then over on the Jets side here, Justin Fields, 16-22, 218 yards, a touchdown to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, 7 receptions for 95 yards. Breece Hall looked great in the ground, 19 carries, 107 yards. The Jets had the fumble by Xavier Gibson, which ultimately turned out to be the factor for losing the game.
Yeah, and I feel bad for a lot of the fantasy guys here because I feel like Braylon Allen was going above Breece Hall.
Yeah. Just
because, and it's looking like it's going to be Breece Hall's ball. At least in that game it was. I mean, he looked like an absolute beast, but.
And this was one of the plays of the weekend here, Jalen Ramsey.
Fields on 4th down. Steps up. Fields delivers. Catch me. And the ball is jarred loose. Garrett Wilson could not secure it. And Jalen Ramsey has slammed the door shut.
That's a big fucking hit there, Robbie. A game-sealing, massive boom right there for Mr. Ramsey.
And, like, part of me wants to be like, just get down and make the catch. But the problem is the Jets only had 1 timeout and 18 seconds left on the clock. I mean, he had to
get out of bounds.
He was too far inbounds to make that happen. Like, he had to try to turn and make a move. And we saw Jalen Ramsey at halftime barking at players in the Jets. And how poetic is it that he makes the final play of the game? The Steelers have a pretty good team, dude. There's a lot of veterans that have things to prove. Aaron Rodgers has something to prove. Jalen Ramsey has something to prove. Darius Slay, who's also part with Jalen Ramsey, that's a pretty damn lethal 1-2 at corner. He has something to prove. Jonnu Smith has something to prove. Everybody on that Pittsburgh Steelers team, it's like one last run. Why not us? It's a bunch of veterans. The youngest guy on the team is probably Calvin Austin, who's their number 2, and it looked pretty good in that game. I mean, it's all or nothing this year, I feel like, for the Steelers, because I sincerely feel that at the end of this year, when Rodgers is done, I think Mike Tomlin's out of there. Either he retires, coaches college, or goes to another team in the NFL. I think his time in Pittsburgh will be done.
I mean, it's been a hell of a time for him if that does happen, but we'll have to wait and see if that occurs. But I do agree with you, Robbie. The Steelers looked good, and that's not good news for me.
But the Jets, they have nothing to be ashamed about outside of their defense. I mean, this was supposed to be Aaron Glenn's bread and butter was the defense, and 34 points is a lot, man.
Yeah.
Not good.
A lot, too. Like, I understand it's against Aaron Rodgers, but it's the first time Aaron Rodgers is playing in that system. Like, you would expect a few hiccups, and it just seemed like it was like a seamless transition.
Yeah, right. But let's look at the final score of the game here, Zachary. I mean, what a leg on Boswell.
Yard attempt. It would be a new career long for Boswell. For the lead, sweeps the leg, 60-yarder. He's got it.
And my fucking retard kicker can't even hit a 33-yard chip shot. Unreal. You got this guy who came in the game in a walker, hitting a 60-yarder for the game, for the win. And my guy, with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left, can't hit a 33-yard field goal. Anyways, hell of a kick from Boswell. He is like a fine wine, just getting better with age. And the Steelers are 1-0, Robert.
Ian Rappaport tweets out here that George Kittle's timeline for the injury is 3 to 5 weeks.
That's not good. It's not terrible, but it's not good.
Nothing more to add. Good job by the Jets. They fought. You got to give them credit. Yeah. Expect to be content. And by the way, the Steelers and the Jets, I think, had the lowest over-under of the week at like 37.5. And by God, did they went over.
Destroyed that, yeah.
Yeah.
Robbie, next game here, I think we can keep this one pretty short and sweet. This game started at 1 o'clock, but ended up ending about halfway through the 4 o'clock games due to a lightning delay.
Yeah.
Jacksonville Jaguars 26 and the Carolina Panthers 10. I think the Bryce Young Magic took a bit of a pause here in this game, Robbie. He ended off last season very strong, but boy, oh boy, did he look like a bag of cock in this game. I mean, I didn't. Let's be honest here, Robbie. I don't think you watched too much of this game. I didn't watch too much of this game. But the Jaguars get the job done.
Well, he lost his number one target. He lost Adam Thielen. Him and Adam Thielen had a pretty good thing going, and now Adam Thielen's over there in Minnesota, so now he's trying to make something work with what he has. And the rookie McMillan, 5 receptions for 68 yards. But I think the next receiver here is either Hunter Renfrow or Jatavion Sanders. Both had 2 receptions, so he had nothing really working well.
They've been getting on ball.
Let's give the Jacksonville Jaguars credit. Travis Etienne had a hell of a game, 16 carries for 143 yards. Trevor Lawrence, I mean, he did the necessary play to win, but I don't think that his performance was really outstanding. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be one of the biggest busts in NFL history, only because the hype around him was compared to Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck, and he has been nothing close to that. Nothing close.
Yeah, he is, especially for the money he's making too, but he has definitely flown under the radar of what he was supposed to be for how good he was in college. But, I mean...
And you were talking about how much we watched, but Brian Thomas only had 1 catch for 11 yards, but he had 7 targets. And if I had to put my money on it, my money would be Trevor Lawrence was throwing it really bad.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see what Mr. Lawrence does for the rest of the season. But what do you say? Can we move on from that one, Robert?
Yep.
I think this one might be a little short too, Robbie, because it is the Washington Commanders 21 against the New York Giants. And I just have to say this real quick, Robbie. Russell Wilson might be the worst quarterback in NFL history.
No.
Over the last little bit, anyways.
Okay.
No, but they made a point, and I think I brought this up in the podcast real quick on part of my take. I know I always bring them up on the show, but they were saying that do you think Russell Wilson is possibly playing himself out of Hall of Fame contention?
Yes.
I mean, like he was a shoo-in leaving Seattle.
Yeah, he's been nothing close. I mean, it started to look like Hero was everything.
Yeah. So you had your hand at the Robbie. You want to say something?
Yeah. To New York Football Giants fans, to the ones that I talk to on a regular basis, I tried to tell you this team is ass. You have no offensive line. Your running game, you're relying on a guy in his first year out of Arizona State, his rookie year, because he was trucking people, and you think that's going to work in the NFL. And he had one drive where it did. He trucked 2 people. But you know how many yards he had for the game, Zachary? Do you know how many yards Scattaboo had in the game rushing?
No.
-3 on 2 carries. -3.
Well, that's not good.
Looked terrible. Malik Neighbors, unfortunately for him, I mean, he threw it in his direction, but he couldn't hit him. 12 targets. Wandale Robinson, I mean, he looked good, but the defense, they didn't look good. And there's a play of the gentleman that I wanted, Mr. Abdul Carter, Zachary. I got to see if I can find this. Abdul Carter, instead of going for the sack, looked like he was closing out on Jaden Daniels like it was the NBA, closing out a 3-point shot. Ready? I think this is the clip right here. So I don't know if there's going to be audio, folks, but watch this. So Laramie Tunsil right here is going to let Abdul Carter just go on by. He's closing him out. He's closing him out instead of...
What the fuck?
And Daniels was able to throw it incomplete. I mean, that might have been intentional ground, but the point is, dude.
You got all that space. Put your fucking hand down and march through him.
The New York Giants are cursed.
Yeah, they suck.
For a very, very long time. And then the stupidity of these fans. They want Jackson Dart to go in on Saturday or Sunday. For what? For what? He's going to fix this crap? Your offensive line stinks. Your weapons outside of Malik Neighbors are trash. Your defense, you have a great front 7, but you don't have a secondary. You have the toughest schedule in football. What the hell did you expect? I told you. The Giants might have the worst record in football, ahead of Tennessee, ahead of New Orleans, and ahead of Cleveland. That's the contention that they're in right now. Sorry, Zach. Truth be told. But the difference is the Cleveland Browns knew what they were getting themselves into. The Saints knew what they were getting themselves into. The Tennessee Titans knew. These stupid, dumb Giants fans think that every year they have a chance to make the playoffs. They don't. The Giants stink.
Yeah, they showed that pretty goddamn well on Sunday there, Robert. Pretty good. And I will say this too, leaving the Giants side here, Commanders looked a little clunky. Obviously ended up getting the job done, but definitely not the greatest start for the Commanders, but it's still 3 touchdowns. I mean, 21-6. You can't complain about that, but divisional opponent as well. Those games are always tough. But in the end, they get the job done, and I would expect to see a more fluent, smooth Washington Commanders team from here on out.
Yeah, and now the Giants, it gets even worse. Now they got to go play against the Dallas Cowboys. I think, is it in New York or is it at Jerry World? Uh-oh, I got a text message from my coworker. He's a Giants fan. Let's see what Lacko has to say.
No, do you want to know the Giants next little bit, Robbie, here? Can I tell you the Giants' next few games?
Yes. Not easy. Not easy.
At Dallas.
Loss.
At home against the Chiefs.
Loss.
At home against the Chargers.
Loss.
Okay, this one's a 50-50 in New Orleans.
I'll give it to him.
At home against the Eagles.
Loss.
At Denver.
Loss.
At Philly.
All hail the New York Giants!
Dude, I'm looking at the schedule, dude. The Giants got fucked this year. Then they go 49ers, Bears, Packers, Lions, Pats, Commanders, Vikings, Raiders, Cowboys. There's maybe one win in there is against the Saints. Maybe they get one against the Bears or the Raiders, possibly the Vikings. Maybe we don't even know what they're going to look like, but it's going to be a very tough season for the New York Giants.
Unfortunately, but I mean, there's certain Giants fans that are just like illogical and are blinded by like what they have in front of them. They have a good front. I'd argue they probably have the best front seven in football with Bobby Okereke, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Sexy Dexy, Kayvon Thibodeau. I think I said Brian Burns, but in case I didn't, I mean, that's 4 or 5 players right there in their front seven, dude. It's lethal. But if you can't score the damn football, it doesn't matter. Yes, defense could win championship, but you need a comparable quarterback. And Russell Wilson ain't it, and who knows if Jackson Dart is. And until Andrew Thomas gets back in that O-line, you will continue to have the worst offensive line in football. And you might have Andrew Thomas, if you're lucky, for 3 games because he's always hurt.
Yep.
I don't know if this is a Brian Daboll issue. I don't know if this is their general manager issue, but hell, this could be an ownership issue. It could be John Mara just getting in the way and trying to fulfill a stupid philosophy that worked back in the 2000s when you had your 2 Super Bowls. It might not be working anymore. It's time to adapt or stay the hell out of the way. I mean, let's not forget Hard Knocks, Zachary. Do you remember what his reasoning was for keeping Saquon Barkley? Do you remember why he wanted to keep Saquon Barkley?
Can't say I do.
For money. Because he was their highest grossing jersey seller. Not because of the player, because of the money.
Well, he's doing pretty goddamn well in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he is.
Robbie, we got one more game to talk about here until we get into your team here. And I think we can breeze through this one pretty quickly here. Arizona Cardinals 20, New Orleans Saints 13. Spencer Rattler is just terrible. I mean, they had a chance to win this game, though. Drop in the end zone on a great defensive play by the Cardinals. The Cardinals avoid a embarrassing Week 1 loss and send me into Week 2 of our Survivor Sportscape pool, which I should also note, everybody survived Week 1, Robert.
Yeah, let's give everybody a round of applause, huh? Where is it? I think the people that were taking the Broncos were the ones pinching and squeezing the most.
Well, we're going to get at them a little bit because the Broncos are trying to do anything in their power to lose that game, it seemed like. But
they didn't look that great neither. Kyler Murray went to this game sick, I guess, but I mean, they prevailed with Kyler Murray not feeling all that well. Marvin Harrison had a pretty good game, which is a good sign for Cardinals fans and for Marvin Harrison because although he had the 8 touchdowns last year, he didn't fulfill his potential. So he put on 10 pounds of muscle. Let's see what he could do this season.
Yeah, I'm expecting a big game from him.
The other thing I want to add too is Kyler Murray. I think with him, he has to see it. He can't naturally react or trust the playbook because how many times are we seeing him make a throw in the pocket? It's always from out of the pocket scrambling, dude. And I get it. He's small. He's 5'7", 5'8". It's hard to see over linemen that are 6'4", 6'5", but at some point you got to try to trust him.
Yeah, at some point you got to have to put the trust in the
Drew Brees did. No reason Kyler came.
Well, I mean, Drew Brees is we're talking about a Hall of Famer, but
I think Kyler Murray has more talent than Drew Brees because he can evade the pocket. He has the same arm. He has a great arm. At his size?
Yeah, but he'll never throw for 5,000 yards.
No.
But Robbie, what do you say? I know you're dying to talk about this here. Let's get into your New England Patriots here, Robbie. They drop Week 1 at home against the Raiders, 20-13. The floor is yours, Robert.
Do you think I'm going to flame them when we were without our best player?
I don't know. I remember hearing you on Xbox afterwards saying some question marks about your future quarterback, Drake May, here.
Oh, yeah, he pissed me off at the moment. Drake May didn't look too terrible in the game. The problem with the Patriots was, again, they couldn't run the football between Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson. And the other problem was Ramondre was out there for too long in critical points compared to Travion Henderson, who looked more dynamic. Drake May had 287 yards, touchdown and interception. Geno also had a touchdown and interception, but Kayshon Boutte, who I think is really booty, but in Week 1 he looked pretty good. 6 receptions for 103 yards. Hunter Henry had 4 for 66. The one touchdown went to Demario Douglas, but Brock Bowers was having his way till his injury. Jacoby Myers had his way with 8 receptions and 97 yards. They held Genti into check, 19 carries for 38 yards. They held on to him pretty, good enough. Travion Henderson had 5 rushes for 27 yards. He had 2 less carries than Ramondre Stevenson. He had 12 more yards than Ramondre Stevenson, 7 for 15. Drake May had a reception because it was bad at the line. He gained 2 yards. Christian Gonzalez not being on the field is a problem. And Marcus Jones, who is really good for the special teams. When he's out there at corner, he looks lost. The secondary was completely lost, Zachary, and that's where I really question why they cut Jabril Peppers. It made zero sense getting rid of Jabril Peppers. Yeah, he had the off-the-field issues last offseason. He moved on from that. He looked good in preseason. I don't get what the issue was with cutting him. The other thing that we alluded to last week, our last show with Micah Parsons, I think it goes to show how much Christian Gonzalez means to this team, because whether it's Brock Bowers or definitely Jacoby Myers, Geno Smith's passing yards at 362 would be below 300 yards that game. He is so important to this defense, and I'm all for sitting him until the hamstring injury gets better. I agree. But am I concerned? I'm not really concerned. I watched Drake May for the first drive. He looked terrible. He had a great couple drives after that, and after that, Pete Carroll made the better halftime adjustments than Mike Vrabel did. Point blank, it's simple. And did you know that some of the players that the Raiders have on their defense, Zach? I mean, they have Max Crosby. Devin White, the longtime linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers there, he looked good. Jamal Adams looked pretty good. The Raiders, if they can hit all points in offense and the defense can do enough, I mean, they could be a good team.
I mean, you know what? They have a decent, a good quarterback. Like I said, my games were great.
Yeah.
They got a good quarterback.
I'll go good with him. He led the league in completion percentage last year at 70%.
Oh, yeah, he gets the job.
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I mean, he's good. He's not great, but he's good.
Should also point out in this game, Brock Bowers did leave with an injury. That's not good news for the Raiders.
Apparently, it's nothing substantial. I wonder if we have any Brock Bowers audio. Brock Bowers bald. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Yeah, no, dude. The only thing I have here, good news. Tom Pelissero reports Raiders tight end Brock Bowers is, quote, fine after leaving today's game with a knee injury. Bowers took a little hit in the knee, and there's no concerns moving forward.
Well, that's good news for the
Raiders. 5 catches for 103 yards.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a fucking beast.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's good. But, Zachary, before we move on from this, I think this kind of segues with what you have in the notes there. Let me see if I can find the audio clip here. So, Zachary, it just seems like the drama's never ending, even though it's been 2 years now between Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots.
Can you comment on that and provide some sort of explanation on that?
Yeah, well, no, it's clear that I'm not welcome there around their facility, and so they're not welcome in ours. Pretty simple.
Man, this is like a bad divorce just happening in front of our very own eyes between Bill Belichick and the Patriots organization.
Check. So, now this is Robert Kraft on a potential Bill Belichick statue.
Number one question that comes after Tom Brady is Bill Belichick. So, will there be a Bill Belichick statue out here one day as well?
It's always, when that great 20-year era ended, it was always my intention to commission a statue for both Tommy and Bill when their respective careers were over, playing and coaching. And when Bill's coaching career ends, we look forward to sitting down with him and having a statue made to be right next to Tommy.
I don't like how he calls him Tommy.
There is so many like weird X factors happening here, Zach, and I just want to get Mike Vrabel because he was on Boston Radio WEEI today about the comments that Bill Belichick made. So here's Vrabel.
All the scouts onto campus to scout as players. Again, nothing surprises me. I would imagine that that Bill, I mean, he came back for the best of my knowledge, Tom's ceremony, so that I would, I guess he's welcome back based on the fact that he was there. So I'll just go by that. Since his departure as the head coach here, he's been back, and I'll leave it at that.
Has he maybe been out shopping or something at Patriot Place and not allowed to walk?
I don't know.
Does his key card still work?
Well, no. When you get fired, the key card does not work. I tried it. I went back to Tennessee. It doesn't work. No.
They call that a Mancini.
No, the fingerprint doesn't work. The key card doesn't work. No, that's not how it happens.
So you heard him there. Like, he's been so like Belichick is one of the most spiteful football coaches in history, dude.
Okay, have you heard this Belichick rumor?
Which one?
It's obviously a crazy rumor, and I don't think it's true. But there's a lot of people out there saying Bill Belichick has dementia, and he's being controlled, media trained, told exactly what to say by his young little lady, Jordan.
It's very possible. But what Mike Vrabel, this is going to be hard for Vrabel because that drama is going to live on until Bill and the Patriots end on mute, because Bill didn't want to go. Robert Kraft fired Bill Belichick, and I think it was the wrong decision. I really do believe it was the wrong decision. Did Bill Belichick fail Mac Jones? Yes. But at the end of the day, didn't Bill Belichick deserve to go out when he was ready, like Greg Popovich did with the San Antonio Spurs, don't you think?
I think so, too. Yeah, I think so.
I would have
Probably
dealt with...
that.
I would have dealt with years of catastrophic, like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad we have Vrabel, but I much rather have Bill Belichick. I much rather have him as head coach, man. He deserves it. He earned it. Say what you want about Tom Brady making Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick made Tom Brady. They made each other. And I get from an ownership perspective, you want to win. But Kraft did this wrong. If there was a time to get rid of Belichick, it's after he would pass Donnie Walsh for the most all-time wins as a head coach in NFL history. And he'll never accomplish that anymore. They did him dirty. They did Bill Belichick dirty, bro. And I understand where Bill's coming from with this pettiness. However, what Bill also is doing is taking away from his kids' potential opportunity to go play for the New England Patriots.
Yeah. It's a bit of a crazy situation going on with those fellas, Robbie, but I don't really have too much more to comment on it myself. I don't know if you do.
No, the Patriots. May and Diggs were hitting late on in the game, and I hope they can carry this into week 2 with some better momentum.
Bam, bam, right there, Robert. We got 5 more games to go over here. The team we've already discussed earlier due to their injuries, San Francisco 49ers, Brock Purdy dealing with some injuries, George Kittle out for a little bit. They still get the job done, though, Robbie. 17-13 over Seattle Seahawks in the Sam Darnold start in Seattle. Not very good for Sam Darnold. Looked very mediocre. Ended up with 150 passing yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 16 for 23 completions. But, I mean, kind of, it was an okay game. I mean,
it was an okay game, but here was the deciding factor right here, Zach.
Going for the win. He swung out into the end zone, wasn't open. Purdy keeping it alive. Brock Purdy lofts one. It is Tonjes. Touchdown, San Francisco.
He got so lucky on that one, Robbie.
Hey, you don't know unless you don't try.
Well, he's lucky he didn't get picked there, but at the end of the day, San Francisco gets the job done in Seattle, starts off 1-0. However, their backs are going to be against the wall here, Robbie, if Kittle and Purdy row for a bit.
There's already no Kittle. It's against the wall. It's against the wall.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough uphill battle for them.
I really think that they should, from a health perspective, they should really consider splitting snaps week 2 between Brian Robinson and Christian McCaffrey.
I don't like that. I think feed Christian McCaffrey the ball every single snap of the game. Get him as many fantasy points as possible.
I'm selfish because I have McCaffrey too, but would you rather that and he's going to be pretty good for week 3? Or, I mean, dude, he came to the injury report very last minute with a calf injury, dude. And what happened last year?
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. That was so deja vu of last year. I couldn't even believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But Robbie, this next game here, we talked about it a bit earlier. The Denver Broncos hold on for the victory at home against the Tennessee Titans, but my God, it's like they were trying to lose that game.
Yeah.
I was praying they were going to lose that game because that would have kicked out a lot of our survivor pool.
Facts.
Cam Ward in his first start, Robbie, held to 112 yards.
Yeah, but did you watch? Cam Ward actually looked pretty good. There was a lot of drops, especially by Calvin Ridley.
To be honest with you, I did not see too much of this game. Whatever would pop up on Red Zone.
Yeah, same here, obviously, but Cam Ward looked good. Calvin Ridley missed a lot of catches, dude. He was targeted 8 times. He only pulled in 4 catches for 27 yards. His leading receiver was Tony Pollard with the 1 catch that he had for 29 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough year for the Tennessee Titans this year, I think, though.
No, it's definitely going to be it's not going to be smooth sailing, that's for sure. But I mean, Denver didn't look good by any means neither, man.
No, they did not look good at all.
Bo Nix looked really, really shaky. Also note with the Broncos is Evan Ingram left the game with an injury, so who knows what his future is going to look like.
Yeah, that's the tough part about football, Robbie. Every single week we're going to have some injuries to report. Next game on the list, Robbie. Ryan, I hope you're still here. This was a bit of a surprising one, and not so much for the Green Bay side because I think everyone kind of expected Green Bay to be a good team. I'm talking more so about how shitty the Detroit offense looked, Robbie. Detroit Lions come in at Lambeau Field, lose 27-13, but they just looked just completely discombobulated, just nothing even close to what we saw last year from Detroit. Obviously, it's only week 1. You're going against a stellar defense in a pretty hostile environment in Green Bay, Wisconsin. But, I mean, that was a dud of a performance. Albeit, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They got new coordinator. It's basically an entirely new coaching staff besides Dan Campbell.
It is.
So there's going to be some speed bumps for them to get over, Robbie. But we can both agree, not a very good start at all. And, like, this game was, they had 13. They got a touchdown with, like, 50-something seconds left. So this was a 27-7 game, 27-6 game, in my opinion, any day of the week.
Go, Pack, go! Go, Pack, go! Go, Pack, go!
Yeah, the Packers, they just looked completely better in every aspect. Micah Parsons gets his first sack, and as he got his first sack, he acknowledges Tribal Chief, pointing up the ones. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Lions are this bad. It's just going to take a while for them to collectively get on together with what these new coordinators have to offer. And I believe their defensive coordinator is a first-year coordinator at the age of 51, if I'm not mistaken.
Young.
I'm either thinking of him or the Patriots. It's one of the two. Listen, it's gonna be a learning process over there in Detroit, but I'm not ready to count them out. I still think that they have a chance north.
I mean, look who they have on fucking offense. You got Goff between center. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got Jameson Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta. They still have Montgomery as well, too?
Yes, and Jared Goff wasn't that bad. 31-39, 225 yards. He had the interception. He was sacked 4 times, and he had a tutty. The running game was the problem. Dave Montgomery, 11 carries for 25 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 for 19. That was the problem.
Yeah, not good.
And
but it just goes to show that Green Bay Packers defense, Robbie, could be pretty solid.
Jameson Williams gets the big contract extension like right before the game, comes out with 4 receptions for 23 yards. Amon-Ra only had 4 catches for 45. Laporta had 6 for 79, and Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 for 31. So Jahmyr Gibbs touched the ball 19 times and only had 50 yards of total offense. Not good. And there was one play with Jahmyr Gibbs where he brushed off a couple tackles, and they kept pushing him backwards, and he lost like 5 or 6 yards from it. Just go down at some point, dude.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But in the end, the Packers looked absolutely fantastic, Robbie. Jalen Reed was firing on all cylinders with Jordan Love. Yeah. And it's I mean, this is going to be a hell of a Packers team this year, Robbie. I'm going to say that after week 1.
You want to talk about equal distributing. The most receptions they had was 3 with Jaden Reed, 2 for Romeo Doubs, 2 for Devontae Wicks, 2 for Tucker Kraft, 2 for Matthew Golden, 1 for Jacobs, 1 for Musgrave, 1 for Chris Brooks, 1 for John Fitzpatrick, 1 for Savion Williams.
That motherfucker was spreading the rock.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love only had 180 passing yards with 2 touchdowns.
But they get the job done, Robert.
Indubitably.
All right, Robbie, we got 2 more games left to go here. This one was a bit of a snooze fest. Rams 14, Houston Texans 9. Matthew Stafford in this game became the 10th quarterback in NFL history to reach 60,000 career passing yards. But in the end, Robbie, I mean, C.J. Stroud looks like he's carrying a sophomore slump into year 3. The Texans, I don't know if that was just a one-off season they had a couple years ago, but it just doesn't seem like it's firing too well in Houston right now, Robbie.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but I'm just going to say after the first week, which makes it a hot take, C.J. Stroud's a bust. He stinks.
Wow.
He stinks. You put up 9 points against a subpar Rams defense. Matthew Stafford, who has been dealing with back issues all offseason long, beats you with Nakua missing most of the game because of the potential concussion, even though he came back. That's how, I mean, that is pitiful. C.J. Stroud is ass.
I will say this, though, Robbie. Man, was I happy to see my boy Nick Chubb running the rock.
Nick Chubb looked good.
He looked great.
Good.
He looked fantastic. Not fantastic. He looked very decent.
Saw last year, off of the third injury in his kneecap in his career, he looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Call it as it is. 3 substantial knee injuries, and the one that he sustained from Minka Fitzpatrick was damn near amputation level disgusting.
Yeah, that leg bent like it should not bend.
Yeah, it didn't bend like Beckham. I don't know how you describe it.
Describe it disgusting. That's what it looked like. It was disgusting. But Robbie, I mean, that was just a terrible football game.
Yeah.
But it leads us in to what I'm gonna say is the game of the year, and it's Week 1, Robert, and it is Week 1. And if you are a Buffalo Bill fan that spent your hard-earned cash and went to that game last night, and your stupid, dumb, fucking Buffalo hillbilly ass decided, the Bills are losing in the fourth quarter, I'm just going to get out of this game early, you are a fucking idiot. Because what Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills did in that fourth quarter yesterday, Robbie, was one of the most incredible things that people watching football have ever seen.
Does it not prove furthermore that Josh Allen was the MVP last year?
I mean, he's definitely off to a good start this year.
Are you there?
But I mean, down by 15 points with just over 4 minutes left, and they get a quick touchdown. Then Derrick Henry with one of the most rarest fumbles from Derrick Henry you'll ever see after the game he had to, like, incredible game, 170 plus rushing yards. Fumbles the ball, gives the Buffalo Bills decent field position, and the rest is history, Robbie. Josh Allen is a fucking gamer, man. He is a gamer.
Here's the fumble from Derrick Henry that Zachary's alluding to.
First year player, I should say, is the man protecting, and Henry lost the football. And the Bills are down there. And they have it.
Wow.
Game-changing play right there, Robbie. Bills end up going on to win that game, but, I mean, what a classic Sunday night. The first Sunday Night Football of the game literally could be the game of the year at the end of this season, Robbie.
It has the chance to be. Zachary, 41-year-old, signed on Thursday because of Tyler Bass's injury. Matt Prater. Game on the line. Guy's made 450-plus career field goals in his career. Week 1, stepping in for the injured Tyler Bass, and he nails it. Mind you, 31 or 41, double the age of your kicker, 4 less yards through the uprights.
From 32 yards, Prater.
Now, Robbie, if you go back, pause that just before he kicks it.
Okay.
Look how close this Hamilton guy's hand comes to this ball. Oh! Like, that is, he is within a centimeter of blocking that field goal. Oh, my, he might have even got a finger on it, dude.
He might have. Look at the way that ball's rotating. Like, I know it's going throughout.
Damn. That close to a blocked field goal to end the game, but in the instead.
Look, he jumped the line. Look. Jumped through. Oh, he just missed.
My God, he was so close to fucking blocking that, dude.
Wow.
God damn. In the
Kyle
end,
Hamilton.
though, that is one fucking hell of a way to cap off a Sunday slate of football, Robbie. Like we said, in about 40, 45, 50 minutes or so, not that long, sorry, 35 minutes or so, we will have the Vikings going against the Bears to cap off week 1 of NFL football, Robbie.
All right, Zachary. Well, since we have that, I think I went with the Vikings, and I'm going to stick with them if I did.
I'm going to keep my I can't remember who I picked, but I'm going to stick with them as well. But what do you say, Robbie? We transition from NFL football to just go over a couple of these NCAA football games.
Before we do that,
Yep.
Folks, we're introducing something different. Our players of the week, we're going to give you our MVPs of the week and our ROTW.
That's retard of the week, folks. If you're not prepared, we are choosing a MVP and a retard of the week. I'm going to start off with my ROTW, Robbie, and I am going to choose more than one person. I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins organization as a whole. They have won my retard of the week award. The entire organization of Miami is my ROTW, Robbie.
As Big Cat would say in this situation, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, who is your ROTW, Robbie?
Now, Zachary, we can go through a collective amount of people here for the retards of the week. But I think I'm going to make mine a certain individual player because they signed the highest contract made by wide receiver in NFL history, and they only had 2 catches on 26 yards against the shitty Browns. And that's he is my retard of the week. He is my ROTW.
Well, Jamar Chase definitely was a full retard this week, Robbie. So very good pick. Now, Robbie, I'm going to let you go with your MVP first because I think I know where you're going to go.
Mm-hmm. Who am I going to go with?
I believe you're going to go with Aaron Rodgers.
That's only because I told you in the thing. I want to see if I can get his QB cadence. That's gonna be a soundbite, Mr. 319. Aaron Rodgers, he's absolutely my MVP. I mean, going back to MetLife, playing week 1 at MetLife for the first time since he ruptured his Achilles in, 2, 3, 4 plays, whatever it was. He dominated. I mean, yeah, Justin Fields had a great game too, but Aaron Rodgers turned back the clock and looked like vintage Aaron Rodgers. 22 completions on 30 attempts, 244 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, quarterback rating of 136.7. That is old-fashioned Aaron Rodgers right there. That is the bad man in Aaron Rodgers.
And I will be taking the true MVP of week 1, Robert.
Oh, wait.
Josh
Can
Allen.
I substitute? I would like to substitute my ROTW thanks to Ryan.
Yep.
My retard of the week is Jalen Carter.
Yeah, that's such a good ROTW. I can't believe I didn't think of that. That is
a great one. Yeah, it's Jalen.
KROTW. That's the King Retard of the week. It's the KROTW.
By the way, if Jalen Carter ever found us, he would absolutely kill us.
Oh, he would hork a fat loogie right in the middle of my schnoz.
I would sit there and take it like a man because I know damn well if he flicks me, he might bruise my face.
But
it still makes him a retard.
Yeah. But to end this segment off, Robbie, you took Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to take Josh Allen as my MVP of the week, with my honorable mention being Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I think Indiana Jones deserves credit, but I'm going with Aaron Rodgers, and I respect the Josh Allen one too. I want to give Lamar credit too. Lamar was great that game.
Lamar was fantastic that game. He was fantastic. I mean, that was just I hate to bring up part of my take again, Robbie, but they brought up a good point.
Those guys, dude. You love those.
Is there a better quarterback matchup in the NFL right now than when Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen face each other? I don't think there is.
Mahomes and Burrow always put on a show. They put on a show last year.
They always put on a show, but it just seems like every single time the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens play each other, something fucking crazy like this happens.
Yeah, but it's always in the Bills. The Bills always come out as the winners, dude. Always. We're like the Bengals and the Chiefs. You never know.
And I think that, you know what? They're both fantastic. They're both fantastic quarterback battles, and I'm excited that we get to watch both these guys, or all 4 of these guys play.
You know what I like?
Today's day and age.
compared to past NFL was the past NFL. I mean, yeah, obviously I'm
Bob with a good ROTW as well.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You know, Tom Brady was dominating, and it's like if Tom Brady wasn't winning, it was Peyton. If it wasn't Peyton, it was Roethlisberger. If it wasn't him, it was barely Eli. But Eli wasn't like the same level as those other three quarterbacks. You'd agree, correct?
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, when we're talking about Mahomes, when you talk about Mahomes, Hurts, Allen, Jackson, and Burrow, like that is like some of the most elite of elite. Like, you know what I mean? Like they stand out far more than the next available person. Who's the next available person after that? Matthew Stafford, maybe Herbert, you know?
It's a drop off. Let's just say that.
Ryan thinks your kicker's name is Soiled Underwear.
Oh. But, Robbie, I think we can leave week 1 at that there. A hell of a week 1. We'll have, obviously, we're going to do a show Friday, I believe, at 5, I think Robbie was saying.
Right. So that's the case, folks. Since we're not going to be here, what we're going to have to do here is give you our Thursday pick, which features the Washington Commanders going on the road to Green Bay to take on the Green Bay Packers. Exactly. Just based off what I saw week 1 between the two teams, going this game with a Go Pack Go.
Go Pack Go!
Bam, bam, chicken and ham, Robert.
I'm not going to lie. It looks like Zach gets annoyed when I do the Go Pack Go. It used to be fun, and now I think Zach just gets annoyed because of how the chant goes. It's 3 times, dude. It's 3 times. It'll always be Go Pack Go, dun 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 dun, dun Go Pack Go.
Oh, I know. I've heard it 9 cajillion times.
Okay. Well, what is your Brown slogan? Huh?
What is your have a fucking slogan?
Yeah, you just bark like a bunch of idiots.
Shut up. Robbie, let's go over some college football here because there is a couple a decent upset week here, Robbie.
Oh, it was a pretty good upset week if you ask me, dude.
Do you have any you want to start off with here?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Let me get the scores really quick. It's not Michigan versus Oklahoma. That was going to be their toughest game. They didn't prevail, but there's 2 that I think we have to go with. You got to go with one or the other here, Zachary, all right? Either number 12 Arizona State going on the road and losing to Mississippi State, or South Florida going into Gainesville, taking down Florida. But the Gators, I don't understand why they're ever top of the rank. They stink.
Yeah. You know what, Robbie? Let's start off with the South Florida one here because I do have something I want to say about the South Florida team. A lot of people are talking shit about this Gators team. They calfed on that one in their home stadium. This South Florida team now in 2 weeks has gone and beaten top 25 at the time. Boise State crushed them, and then went into Florida and beat Florida. This South Florida team might be pretty goddamn good.
Bro, do you know what their next – I mean, you want to talk about a tough schedule to start off. As you alluded to, home against Boise State, at Florida. Their next game is at Miami.
Yeah, they got to – I mean, if they beat Miami, this
Jesus. Jesus.
The Gators completely cost of that game there. They had a good game plan going the entire game, and then they got complacent with their lead, tried to run the clock out.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
Give me what I want!
Breaking news from ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Jacksonville Jaguars are sending running back Tank Bigsby to the Philadelphia Eagles for a 2026 5th and 6th round pick. If you drafted Tank Bigsby in your fantasy football leagues, you're pissed.
Wow. So Tank Bigsby just went from being a possible number 1 guy to a definite number 2 guy.
Wow, dude.
Wow,
Wow. Howie Roseman did it again, bro. How does Howie keep doing this?
He's got the magic touch.
Manager of Philadelphia continue to do. Zach, I mean, Tank Bigsby is worth a 5th and a 6th round pick, dude. Really? Really?
I like the gamble for Philadelphia here.
Bro, that's insane. That is an absolute steal. Wow.
I guess we could probably assume we're not going to see a 2,000 rushing yard Saquon, but I think maybe this is a pickup for them just to go maybe lighten the workload of Saquon a little bit. Make sure he lasts this whole season healthy.
Yep.
And then he's there for the long haul in the playoffs.
What I want to do really quick before we continue on about college football is I want to see who the running back depth chart is for Philadelphia prior to this trade in running back. So I believe this is just their starting. Oh, running backs. Oh, what the hell's wrong with A.J. Dillon? They have A.J. Dillon. What's wrong with him?
Yeah, Will Shipley, Bob saying too, was their backup.
Will Shipley's questionable. I believe he sustained an injury in that game.
I mean, it's a good trade for the Eagles. It's a very questionable trade for the Jaguars, but a 5th and a 6th for a guy at Bigsby's talent is a hell of a. I mean, that's a hell of a pick.
That's a freaking steal and a half, bro. So, I mean, Travis Etienne, I guess, really impressed after week 1, and the Jaguars decided to move on from Tank Bigsby and show their alliance to Travis Etienne, which, by the way, Clemson connection with Trevor Lawrence. So maybe that's another reason why. But let me go look at the Jaguars depth chart now here, Zachary, because I'm curious who's going to step into Tank Bigsby's role. So please bear with me one moment. Let's go to the depth chart here. Now, running back Zachary. They only had they have more than just 2 receivers. Tank Bigsby's now on. LaQuint Allen Jr. and Byshell Tootin.
Eesh.
Wow.
Well, big fucking trade there. That's was not expecting to hear that when we're talking about the college football. That's for damn sure.
That's crazy, bro. All right, back into college football.
Well, we talked about South Florida against Florida, Rob. I don't know if you had anything more to say about that, but I'm going to assume South Florida will be ranked going into this next top 25.
Yeah, and unfortunately for my our UConn Huskies, they had a chance to beat Syracuse. Syracuse with a late drive touchdown and went into overtime. They took care of the Huskies in overtime, but hell of a fight by the rankings always come out, Zach. Dad's right. The rankings are out. Let's go through the rankings.
Okay, while you're pulling those up, I want to just go over this the Mississippi State game real quick, Robbie.
Means, brother.
Mississippi State with basically their version of what I'm going to call a Hail Mary, a 58-yard touchdown pass with 30 seconds left to give them the victory at home against Arizona State. That building, Matty D, thanks for listening, pal. We just talked about that about 35 seconds ago. Good to see your ears are open there, bud. We got but Mississippi State, Robbie, shocks Arizona State at home. The fucking place was going bananas. They get off to a 2-0 start. This has been the school of mediocrity when it comes to college football, in my opinion, and it's kind of one of those schools that I would like nothing more for them to be competitive, Robbie.
I agree. Are you doing it from a Brandon Walker standpoint?
Yeah. But just hearing him talk about, I'm like, you know what? The teams like the Mississippi States or the teams that you like to see them do good from time to time. You know, they're kind of not a nobody team because obviously Mississippi State's still a decent sized name. Like when you hear the name, like okay, but it's never really a team that's going to compete for a college football playoff or really even a bowl game for that matter. But maybe this is the year.
Oh, this is the second trade that they made with the Jaguars, Zachary. They trade for offensive tackle Fred Johnson from the Jaguars, now Tank Bigsby.
These guys, maybe they're fucking giving each other a little jerk under the table or something.
Highly possible. Yeah, Zachary, I agree. I mean, let's be honest. The more SEC teams in the rankings is kind of better because it is the best conference in football. Although the Big Ten has a better chance every year of winning the Natty, the SEC has the better overall teams in the conference. Yeah. So go continue, please. I'm sorry.
No, I forgot we were going to do the stands. I was just going to say, and then speaking of SEC and Big Ten, Oklahoma's SEC, right?
Yes.
Oklahoma gets the job done against Michigan at home. You made a reference to it, 24-13.
Yeah, Michigan is really going to have to dominate, and then if they really want to make it into the college playoff, they have to beat Ohio State. That's what it's going to take for them to make the playoff.
It's going to happen, not this year.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so 25-1, Zachary. 2 teams at number 25 and 24 were not ranked. They are ranked now. That is Missouri and Auburn. Michigan dropped down 8 slots. They're down to 23. Indiana 22. Texas Tech 21. Utah 20. Alabama goes up to 19. South Florida. So that's 3 teams that weren't ranked. They are now number 18th. I have a feeling they are going to drop after they face Miami. Ole Miss goes up to 17. They jump 3 spots. Texas A&M jumps up 3 spots to 16. I know Casey Smith or whatever her name is from Barstool is going to be happy as hell. Tennessee goes from number 22 to number 15. Iowa State goes up 2 spots to 14. Oklahoma jumps up 5 spots to 13. Clemson's out of the top 10. They're at 12. South Carolina's at 11. Florida State started the year unranked. They had a dominant victory. They're now in the top 10. Illinois is at number 9. Notre Dame's at 8. Texas is at number 7. Georgia drops 2 spots to number 6. Miami stays put at 5. Oregon jumps up 2 slots to number 4. LSU, Penn State, and some trash can organization. Dropping from the rankings are Arizona State,
Say
Florida,
the number
and
one team.
SMU. No.
The Ohio State Buckeyes, baby.
Other receiving votes with 94 votes was Arizona State, BYU at 92.
So, I mean, these top 25s are getting scrambled every single week, which, I mean, we kind of expected to happen. That's how the beginning of the season goes. But I love the upsets, Robbie. I love seeing these changes. I love seeing the new teams crack into this top 25. So let's just we got a lot of college football left to play.
We have, I'm trying to look at the matchups here. So we have looking like 4 intriguing matchups this weekend, Zachary. We have number 8 Notre Dame hosting Texas A&M, LSU hosting Florida. I know Florida just lost to South Florida, but I mean that is still an intriguing matchup. Miami hosting South Florida. Georgia going on the road to Tennessee at 3:30. That's going to be a pretty goddamn good game, if you ask me, Zachary. And that's all we got right here. That's all we got here.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I will miss most of these games Saturday because we will be going out to dinner for my grandmother's birthday, so I'm going to be reliant on you for these college football games.
Okay, well, I'm going to be reliant on you for football Sunday because my good pal Jared decides to make an engagement party from 1 to 6 p.m. on Sunday football. So, fuck you, Jared.
You know what? Can I tell you something? Can I say something really quick?
Sure.
Weddings, engagement parties, any sort of party, any sort of gathering on a football Sunday should be considered a criminal offense in terms of friendship, and they should get a suspension or whatever possible for X amount of days for what they have done. How dare he take away from football Sunday? How dare he?
He did say he was going to have TVs all around the backyard with Red Zone and the games on and all that stuff, so it should be okay, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But
yeah, okay.
Robbie, we got a little bit of MLB and a little bit of NHL to go over here before we send these folks packing for Monday Night Football. Oh! Wait. Suck my dick from the back, motherfucker. We haven't talked hockey on this show in a while. And unfortunately, folks, not much to talk about, but there are 2 facts, 2 points we need to go over. And the first one is a little bit sad. If you are a fan of hockey and in the hockey community, especially if you are a goaltender, the name Ken Dryden is a name you've heard millions and millions of times. One of the great goaltenders in NHL history has passed away from cancer at the age of 78. I mean, he was a Montreal Canadian playing, so obviously when he was playing, not a fan of him. But Ken Dryden, as a person, I've heard was a really nice guy. So we'd like to pay our respects here at the Sports Cave to a hockey legend passing at 78 due to cancer.
Rest in peace.
And let's lighten it up here a little bit, Robbie, because this is something that I know I've been talking about it, and I know you have agreed with me with what I've said about this, that the long-term IR stash that these NHL teams do where they take one of their best players that gets injured, they put him on long-term IR, so they minus his $10 million plus whatever it is at the salary cap. Then they get to go sign these free agents and make these trades and bring in these all-star casts, and then playoffs start, and all of a sudden that guy on LTIR is 100% healthy and he's fine, and you can now take his $10 million contract on top of or whatever already what you have, and it doesn't count. That is not happening anymore, Robbie, because NHL will be implementing a playoff salary cap starting this season. So there will be no more LTIR hack, and I am fucking here for it, Robbie.
I agree. I mean, who was it? Was it Mark Stone with Vegas every freaking year, right?
Mark Stone did it. They did it with Jack Eichel, I'm pretty sure. Like they Tampa Bay was the start with this. They did it with Kucherov. But they did it with Kucherov for like almost a full season. And then it's just kind of been a trick that's been trickling on. Like every team that's won a Stanley Cup has been doing some sort of LTIR stashing trick. And it's not like they're cheating. That was, you were allowed to do it. Not this year, though. There will be a playoff salary cap. I'm not exactly 100% sure of the details. Once I get more on that and more comes out, I will obviously bring it to your guys' attention. But as of now, there will be a salary cap implemented for the first time in NHL history for this year's playoffs, Robbie. Short and sweet, but that's all I got for hockey. All right, baby. We got a little bit of baseball to talk, and then we will send you guys on your way to catch a lovely Monday Night Football game here, Robbie.
Now, Zachary, before we get into our series, I just want to ask you, did you see what happened with the Dodgers and the Baltimore Orioles?
I can't say I did.
Zachary, Yamamoto, who they signed 2 years ago.
Oh, I did see this.
Went into the ninth inning with 1 out left in the game. Jackson Holiday at the plate. 1 out away from a no-hit.
All night for the Edges.
Holiday to right field. That ball is hit deep at the wall. It's gone. Jackson Holiday ends the no-hitter with 1 out to go.
Now, Zachary, if that wasn't bad enough, it's like, okay, all right, let's just close the game out. We're 1 out away. Oh, Zachary, let me tell you, son. It got worse for the Dodgers. Tanner Scott comes in the game. Someone they signed to, I think, a 4-year, $80 million contract in the offseason. Zachary, here you are.
Throw for strikes. Rivera up the middle. Base hit. Mateo around third. Mateo will score. One more magical moment in time on September the 6th in Baltimore.
Dude, look at that stat line. 3 runs on 10 hits. Less than runs. The Baltimore Orioles with a catastrophic upset against the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Zachary, for a team that has failed as miserably as the Baltimore Orioles, I mean, if they can find anything, any sort of momentum to carry into next season, I mean, they have been pretty good post the All-Star break. Unfortunately, they were so bad to start the season, they're not going to find their way into the wild card. But if they can find some sort of collective gathering amongst each other to carry into next season to go back to what they are supposed to be, that's a really good chemistry boost right there for the Baltimore Orioles. And for the Dodgers, I mean, they're sitting there questioning themselves, man. I mean, Ohtani's doing his thing. He's going to have 50 home runs again for the season, most likely. Mookie has been really bad. Freddie has been dealing with a nagging ankle injury all year long. Their pitching has been injured all year long. Tanner Scott, who they signed to that great contract, has sucked. It's all over the place for the Dodgers right now.
It really is, Robbie, and that kind of leads us into something I'd like to talk about here, Robbie, because they did end up taking the last game in that Baltimore series, which was the end of a 5-game skid for them, but they're down to a 1-game lead to the Padres.
Zachary, I didn't see this. The Baltimore Orioles, or not the Baltimore Orioles, excuse me, the Philadelphia Phillies are placing third baseman Alec Boehm and shortstop Trey Turner on the injured list. They do expect Trey Turner to return before the playoffs, but Zachary, baseball is all about reps, man. And the less reps that Trey Turner is getting, he's got to get off to a hot start in the playoffs.
Not the time to deal with the injuries here, Robbie. But like I was saying there about the Dodgers, they end their 5-game skid, ending off the Baltimore Orioles series with a win. But that division lead, Robbie, is down to 1 game now with the Padres, and it is getting down to crunch time here.
Speaking of that, Zachary, our teams had a nice little battle over the weekend in which the Yankees took 2 out of 3 against the Toronto Blue Jays, and your lead is now at 2 games. We have the Tigers for the next 3 games, followed by, I think, the Red Sox for either 3 or 4 in your schedule. Well, Zachary, you're taking on Houston, And you guys have Barrios going against Garcia, Shane Bieber against Alexander, Gosman versus Javier, which Zachary, by the way, we didn't put this in the notes, but I need to find this video of what happened between Framber Valdez.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I'm sorry we're going to waste people's time. You might miss a little bit of Monday Night Football, but we definitely would appreciate it if you stick around. So what you're going to see in this video here, I don't know if there's any John Boy audio here, was Trent Grisham hit a grand slam. And before the pitch was delivered, the catcher was saying to step off. And Valdez did not step off, and he gave up a grand slam. And then the speculation is in the pitch comm, he must have told him to throw a curveball, and Valdez went against what he said and struck with a fastball. So here's the sequence here.
Sends that one to left. Altuve going back, watching this one. That's a slam the other way against the Giants.
Just even more rare that both home runs today have come off.
Okay. I want to try to find the video with Dallas Braden, but Zachary, I'm going to give you a chance to react to that.
Well, it looks like he was trying to definitely pluck his back catcher with a pitch.
What do you think about it?
It's a piece of shit move. I mean, obviously emotions are high. It's the heat of the moment type thing, but it's not. It doesn't. It definitely looks optic wise. It looks horrible.
Mm-hmm. It's not okay. That is not okay by any stretch, any means, Zachary. That is not okay. That is something where if I'm the pitcher, I'm taking down to the locker room and we're gonna have a talk.
Yeah, and I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's completely unacceptable what he did. And
fuck you up.
This is a known problem, and they're not doing anything necessarily about it, Zach. Then I don't know what they do, because here's the thing too. The first thing you think of is, well, is there a veteran that can control his actions? There is, but the problem is he's now in San Francisco. He wasn't able to control him back then. Was Justin Verlander. So I want to get Dallas Braden's perspective here on what Framber Valdez did.
I was completely baffled. Taking this into his own hands to the extent that he did to express his frustration through a team, like I just, there are all sorts of no fucking chance that were going through my head at the time. And if you're a leader on this Astros team, where you're at in your season right now and what Framber represents for you to get to where you want to be, it's almost like, unfortunately, he's with us. We know he's good. And when he's good, he's really good. When he's bad, this is what happens. And I can't tell you, boys, I had several individuals very close to the franchise reach out and go, it's been like this for a while. We need this dude to get an attitude adjustment. We're not going to be able to win with this guy if he's pulling this shit, because their minds are set on October. And their minds, when they become set on October, start to be overtaken by selflessness, right? What do I have to do to help the team win? I don't care. You want to know what you don't do? You don't take out a fucking teammate.
If you did that, to say hypothetically, that was Yachty or Molina that he did that to. Like, Yachty's probably saying, like, yeah, that guy.
Yachty's whooping his ass on the mound.
Yeah, he's right.
And the thing with that catcher is, Zachary, he's the third string catcher for the Houston Astros. So, like, as much as he probably wants to stand up for himself, it's probably like his only chance of staying in Major League Baseball. So he's just got to bite the bullet.
Yeah. Not a very good look for there, Robert.
Back to the Yankees and the Blue Jays, Zachary. You guys came close. We got off to an early 3-0 lead, and it seemed that Max Scherzer was tipping pitches. Aaron Judge relayed to Ben Rice. Ben Rice hit a 3-run home run. You guys came back and tied it up at 3. Cody Bellinger hit the go-ahead RBI double, and Blue Jays fall on Sunday 4-3.
I mean, it was a good series. It was what you kind of expect for Blue Jays Yankees this year. It was close. The games were all competitive. And you guys got the best of us in this one, Robert.
Well, it is very important that either one of our teams win this division, Zachary, because when I look at the let me take a look at the standings here, because the AL is close in terms of best record. Right now, it's between you and the Tigers. The Tigers are 82-62. You're 82-61. We're 2 games behind. So, Yankees, if they sweep the Tigers, they will surpass them in total wins with 83. And if the Astros sweep you guys, then the Yankees have home field advantage in the American League. It is close in terms of home field advantage for the American League because the Astros have 78 wins. The wild card. Go on.
I was just gonna say it's kind of shitty too. We both have very tough opponents these next 3 games.
It looks like the Yankees are looking pretty comfortable, but I don't want to say that comfortably because we had a comfortable 9-game lead over you guys, and you guys end up taking the division. But they're 5 games up, I believe, on Seattle, 6.5 from Texas. Texas is a game half out from Seattle. The Red Sox are up 3.5. But the Red Sox, they've been kind of flip-flop with Roman Anthony's injury. Roman Anthony's going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Swinging the bat, he hurt his back, and he's going to be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks.
The American League is so damn tight, Robbie.
I know that baseball is coming to an end and football's here, but folks, if you get any chance to pay attention to some of these games, you should. It is going to be an interesting last month here of baseball. We only have a couple weeks left.
I have one last thing I want to talk to you about, Robin. I'm sure I know what answer you're going to have. I brought it up earlier on this season that I thought Cal Riley could become the AL MVP, and you kind of laughed and said I was out of my mind. I'd say it's a 2-headed race right now between Cal Riley and Aaron Judge. Do you see a world where Cal Riley wins this MVP over Aaron Judge for the year he's had?
Initially, when Judge went in the IL, yes. When Judge went in the injured list, I accept that Cal Riley's going. However, Cal Riley's been struggling at the plate, and Judge has better numbers in almost every offensive statistical category. Cal Riley has him in home runs and I think RBIs and stolen bases, but Judge has a better average, OPS, on base, WAR, and I think he's only a few home runs off. I think it's going to be a close race, but I think they're going to give it to Cal Riley because rarely ever do you see guys get back-to-back MVPs anymore.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm like, do you think there could be like a recency bias? Aaron Judge has already won one. Cal Riley being a catcher, it doesn't seem like a position where catchers ever would win an MVP. So
I mean, Cal Riley
see
single season.
Yeah. So I can see it going to Cal Riley.
To go to the other side, Ohtani versus Schwarber. Now, here's the thing that pisses me off, Zach. When we were giving Ohtani MVP, we had to look at his pitching numbers because that was a reason, right? Nobody wants to talk about Ohtani's pitching numbers this year. His pitching has been so bad this year that, for me, that needs to be used in the case for him to not be the MVP. You can't use it one year and be like, oh, look how great his numbers are. He deserves the MVP, and they're right. But now when you look at his numbers this year, his pitching numbers are trash. They are atrocious. And that needs to be used as points against his MVP, and it should go to Kyle Schwarber.
I would like to see Schwarber win it.
And Kyle Schwarber is going into a free agency year, and it's been noted that the Philadelphia Phillies will not lose him in free agency.
Well, I mean, I know he's old, Robbie, but you're going to have to pay him a few bucks to keep him around.
And I think they will, and I think they should.
But, Robbie, I'd say 8:13. I'd say that's fucking pretty perfect time to send these folks on.
I mean, kickoff's in less than a minute. By the way, shout out to ESPN because I gave them hell on our Instagram and TikTok. Only 1 minute of advertising.
That was like, you might as well have said commercial-free football. When they put a commercial on, it was on for 6 seconds, and then it would cut to a game. So if that's how it's going to be, I'm fucking fine with it. I am fine with it.
As well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go enjoy your Monday Night Football. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you listening on the podcast, or those of you listening live, we are going to be live this Friday, September 12th. We are doing strictly picks. We are not going over baseball. We are not going over hockey. We are not going over the NBA. It is a pick-only segment, which, by the way, Zachary, I didn't write down my pick things. I will re-listen to the episode. I will write them down. You will write yours down, and we will see who is ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, we will talk to you on Friday with our NFL Week 2 picks. One of our picks that was made today, Zachary, let me go to the DraftKings really quick. Do you think you're going to go spread or anything with the Packers and the Commanders, or do you think you're just going to leave it?
Leave it.
We both have the Packers over the Commanders. Zachary, take them out.
All right, folks, we will see you guys on Friday. Go enjoy some Monday Night Football and stay sexy, Sports Gang. And fuck you, Bob.